Hi everyone, my name is Hamlet and I am an environmental health project consultant on the Otay River Estuary Restoration Project. Today we'll be going over both the environmental and health impacts of this project, the proposed action, and further monitoring after the project is completed. So just for reference, I wanted to clarify that an estuary is an arm of the sea at the lower end of a river, so it's brackish water, fresh and salt water mixing. And off the coast of San Diego, there's about 125 acres of wetlands. And they were once home to a variety of seabirds, aquatic life, and salt marsh species. So the aim of this project is to restore land that just has been degraded over time. This project comes with significant potential gains and very minimal anticipated losses. Just 22% of the estuary currently remains, so this will increase the size of it as well as the amount of local fish, animals, and vegetation that thrive there. And unfortunately, in the past, the lands have been contaminated, so this is also going to be an effort to clean up dumped toxins. The only potential negative impact that is detected and it will be mitigated is the risk of impacting the salt workers. So the goal is to make sure that they are included in the restoration project as far as for consultant purposes, but also that they benefit from the restoration itself. The health impacts mean that this project will improve one, health in the community. So the health of animals, the environment, and people are all intertwined. And with a healthier estuary, we will therefore have healthier people, primarily because we will be preventing the contamination of DDT throughout the soil in the area. There's very minimal risk, as I noted before, but we did want to account for any potential industrial accidents that might happen because there will be industry in the area repairing things. And then increased exposure to vector and zoonotic diseases as we will be turning over soil and bringing in wildlife. So the proposed action is to rejuvenate 34 acres of the San Diego Bay and restoring 91 acres of the solar salt ponds. And then this project is a byproduct of the Carlsbad desalination plant project. And so the wildlife that will be displaced due to that project will hopefully migrate down to Chula Vista once this refuge is, the estuary is refinished. So I consulted with Brian Collins, the refuge manager over at the California Fish and Wildlife Service, and he noted that it's important to clarify why the Fish and Wildlife Service is working with Poseidon Resources LP on this project. And essentially, what he says is that Poseidon has been doing a lot of effort to conduct hydraulic analysis, cultural resource surveys, and contaminant surveys within the area to see if this is a viable source for a desalination plant. And they discovered that there's a lot of contaminants in the area that were dumped there years and years and years ago before we knew a lot about what these contaminants do to humans and animals. And ordinarily, when you find out something like this, you would proceed with a Superfund process to gain funding to clean up the area. However, it's possible that this was done legally before we knew the harmful effects of things like DDT, and so we don't have that money to go after for restoration. So having a company, a for-profit company involved means that we have their buy-in, their income to throw at this project and really ensure that it's done well and to the best of our ability. So monitoring for this project will look like the following. There will be environmental health specialists assessing the return of native wildlife. Pollution will also be monitored to make sure that it doesn't increase with the new recreational use of the space. The salt ponds will be monitored by the salt workers to ensure that they're still able to mine and still have effective crops. And then disease surveillance. So the epidemiologists in San Diego County will be able to look for any increase in vector-borne or zoonotic diseases, things that we would see normally associated with aquatic life, fish consumption, mosquitoes, anything of that nature. And so this project really shows how nice it is to have a good relationship between industry and the government and building up our environment so that both humans, animals, and our vegetation can coexist and thrive in tandem. So thank you for your time.